hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of blood parrots. That is the definition of overstocked shitty aquarium. Hey everyone, thank you for clicking on this video. It really means a lot, and I really hope that you continue to watch this video all the way through. I hope you click that subscribe button. If you don't, that's okay. Hopefully you'll click the subscribe button on the next time that you view my channel, if that opportunity comes by. For the people that watch my video daily, stick around to the end of the video because I might be shouting you out at the end of the video. I need to shout out a few people. This has been long overdue and I do apologize, so stick to the end of this video and it might be you that I shout out. So I was doing some Google searching for shitty aquariums. I'm always looking for pictures and things and posts that are just really worth talking about. On Google, I searched shitty aquariums. I came across this. It seems like I always think that I've reacted to everything on Reddit that's worth reacting to, but then I always find something that just absolutely baffles me. I came across this. The title of this says, Facebook user continues to argue that this isn't a crowded aquarium and that the fish are thriving. I'm furious of her stupidity. First thing that I want to notate is that the person that made this title is obviously a fish elitist. One of the first things that I want to say is that I'm not going to bash this person's aquarium. I'm not going to talk down on this person for having this aquarium that seems like it's overstocked. Now, for the fish elitists out there that watch my videos that like to criticize without doing just a little bit of research, number one, when people overstock their tank, it's not the amount of fish that makes the tank bad. Because you can overstock a tank to a certain degree. You can add on filtration on there and you can do lots of water changes, and those fish, they're going to thrive. They might not be in the most comfortable position at 100%, but they are going to thrive. They are going to be happy. They are going to do well. Let me explain why. Now, when you look at this fish tank right here, you might be thinking that's horrible. These fish are going to die. They're not doing well. They are in a bad aquarium. This is a very bad setup. And I completely disagree. And here's why. When you look at this tank, you don't see one dead fish here. Now, I'm not going to give this a second look. Some of you guys might have better eyesight than me. If you guys notice something terribly wrong in this tank that I might have overlooked, let me know kindly in the comment section. But right now, as I'm looking at this right now, I don't see not a single fish in there. Looks like it's in stress. Looks like it's gonna die. Looks like it's going to be sick or it's going to die. All of these fish, to my eyes, look great and they look happy. So these fish right here, to me, they are perfectly healthy. There's a little bit of decorations in there, and with that many fish, you don't really want to have too much obstacles in the way of these fish in case they get spooked. They hurt themselves by hitting one of those decorations. There's a very small amount of decorations in there, which is fine for the smaller fish that are in there. They can use those decorations to hide behind, to take cover if they need to, which in a overstocked tank like this, the aggression in there is not going to be so bad. And that's the reason why people like to jam a lot of fish into tanks like this. I did mention earlier that overstocked tanks are good to a certain degree. Now, if you add a bunch of small to medium sized fish in a tank that's suitable for them, like for example, if you were to get like African cichlids and jam like 50 of them into like a 125 gallon tank, that's not so bad comparing that to having like 5 full grown largemouth bass in a 125 gallon tank. That's bad overstocking. There's good overstocking and then there's bad overstocking. Bad overstocking is when you just jam giant monster fish in a small aquarium. No filtration, no amount of water changes is going to help those giant fish. If you're cramming like small to medium sized fish in a appropriate size tank, maximizing the number of fish in that tank, then that's okay, as long as you double the filtration, as long as you keep up the water changes, as long as the water stays clean, as long as you take care of any illnesses that pop up. Because when you have a lot of fish in an aquarium, then they are prone to diseases and illnesses such as like ick, issues with ammonia. Because when you have a lot of fish in an aquarium, ammonia is going to be your #1 issue. Ammonia is caused from a lot of waste. You have a lot of fish in your tank, you're gonna have a lot of waste, which that waste turns into ammonia, which can kill your fish. To lower the ammonia, you want to do some water changes. In my eyes, this tank doesn't seem that bad. If you guys disagree with my viewpoint on this, leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think. So I'm reading some of the comments here, and this person said this isn't really unusual for African cichlid tanks, which most of those are. Maybe they have massive filtration, and he left some link here, so let's check them out. So he was leaving a link to this picture, pretty much saying like, hey, with African cichlids, they overstock the tanks to lower the aggression, which I do agree with. I think a lot of people that are disliking and disagreeing with this overstocking with the African cichlids are people who keep like guppies and like smaller fish and non-predatory fish, because when it comes to aggressive fish, the only way to deal with the aggressiveness is to have a large amount of fish in there, which will lower the aggression. Because if you have too few fish in an aquarium that are known to be aggressive, they'll just keep picking on that same fish until it dies. But if you have multiple fish in there, then they can't pick on all of those fish. Eventually, you know, they're gonna come across a fish that can take on their aggressiveness, and they are going to fight back. And that's how it works. It doesn't look like a good setup, but it's not nearly as bad as everyone here seems to think. There's worse setups out there, and he left a link here. Now that is a overstocked shitty aquarium. That is the definition of overstocked shitty aquariums. If people out there are going to get upset over that picture, they need to look at this and realize these are the people who need to be criticized for keeping fish and overstocking their tank. I'm not even going to explain why this is bad. Just the green water and the low water level will let you know right off the bat that this is a shitty aquarium. Alright guys, so remember when I said that there's some overstocking that I don't agree with, and there's some overstocking that I do agree with? This is the bad overstocking. So I'm gonna go ahead and just click on this link. I just searched overstock aquarium and I came across this. So here's a picture of just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of blood parrots. They're all just jammed in this big aquarium here. I will admit this does look nice, but that is overstocked, like very overstocked. It doesn't look like they're stressed out. A lot of work is going into this aquarium, and I can tell they took the time to add some air stones in there. The water level is not that low. They probably have it that low because this isn't a restaurant. You know, a lot of people, especially kids, they're gonna run to this aquarium. They might spook some of these fish and they might try to jump out, so that's probably why they have the water level kind of low. I don't know what kind of filters they have, but this is like borderline overstocked. This is the bad kind of overstocked. But I gotta admit, this is beautiful. I do like this. Hundreds of blood parrot cichlids in one tank. That's like a dream come true for some fish keepers out there. It'd be cool if I could have like a 300-gallon tank with some baby Oscars. Just throw a bunch of baby Oscars in there. That would be a dream come true. What do you guys think of that? Or maybe some Midas cichlids, just all orange Midas cichlids, or angelfish. You guys probably won't like that one too much, but I would. This is a beautiful aquarium. I think there's gonna be like an ammonia crash in that tank. I'd be a little worried. I'm hoping they're doing a water change like every 3 to 4 days, because if not, it's gonna get real poopy in there and it's just gonna be horrible in there. But I don't care. This is a beautiful tank, but again, just borderline overstock. Alright guys, so here's another perfect example of how to not overstock your tank. So I just did a Google search, overstocked aquariums, and I came across this website. I'm not even sure what it's called. It's like ridemonkey.bikemag.com. I don't even think this is a website for fish. I don't know what it is, but this is what I came across. And this person right here, he posted this, and he posted these pictures, and I gotta say, this picture right here is a perfect example of how to not overstock your aquarium. Now, I don't know if the picture cut off at a certain point over here, but in my eyes it looks like the aquarium is just that big. I could be wrong, but I will say this: the fish look great, but I wouldn't trust an aquarium with that many fish that are that big without something going wrong down the road. Unless, you know, you're an expert fish keeper and you know what you're doing and you've been doing this for a while, then I'm not going to talk down on you. Just me, myself personally, I know that I wouldn't be able to handle big fish such as these in a very small aquarium. But then again, like I said, I think the picture is cut off here, so I don't know exactly how big this aquarium, but this looks like, I don't know, maybe a 55, 75. definitely a lot bigger, but that's just way too many fish, too many big fish in one aquarium. You got multiple Oscars, you got arowana, clown knife, you got Leucosimus, arowana, and then just like look at that arowana right there, and then you got two Midas cichlids over there. Just really big aquarium. But this one right here, this is the perfect example of an overstocked aquarium. This, people should be able to criticize and give negative comments for this aquarium, because you got I believe those are, what are those called again? Because that fish right there looks like an Arapaima, which those get really big. Those are like one of the biggest fish that you can have in the hobby. I don't even know if those are legal in all states. I've never kept one, so if you're an expert on these fish, leave some information down below and correct me if I'm giving out wrong information on this fish. That's just a fish you don't want to keep in an aquarium. You're just asking for trouble. How can this fish even turn around? So that's the best way to know if your overstocking is not right. If you're overstocking your tank and your fish can't turn around properly, then you don't need to have that fish in your aquarium. That's my definition of overstocking. If you're jamming fish in there and they're having a hard time moving, they're having a hard time, just moving around freely and turning, then your tank is way too overstocked. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys want me to do more videos like this, please just let me know. My name is Master Aquatics, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Take care, guys. Bye.